Teacher fired for sexual assaulting students. This was when I was in 5th grade. I learned this recently when one of my friends who had him told everyone in our friend group about it. There were 5 5th grade teachers in my school, and we rotated between them for different subjects. I didn't have this teacher who sexually assaulted students. I will refer to this teacher as Mr. M. Mr. M was one of the 2 science teachers, so half the kids had him. Mr. M was known for yelling at all the boys in his classes and always picking girls to do stuff. Mr. M would stroke the girls as they walked in. Sometimes he would reach for the lower parts of their body. Eventually, some of my friends who had witnessed it and 2 of the female students who had been stroked by Mr. M decided to report him all at once, after realizing just how much he was doing this and how inappropriate it was. The school had an online report system to report bullying. They reported him and were all interviewed by the school counselor and principal. They had a camera in the room and apparently it had caught it on camera. They fired the teacher after an investigation and told everyone Mr. M had to leave because of personal reasons. To this day, I don't think the parents of the kids ever found out what Mr. M did to get fired. The school covered it up and told everyone not to talk about it. Creepy school moments. I went to a normal public secondary school in the UK. The school had been massively renovated the year before I joined it, and it was quite large and modern with vast open corridors, and the main stretch of the school was probably over 400 meters with a second floor that hung over the ground floor like a balcony. At night it is 100% a textbook liminal space, especially when you pair it with the empty fields surrounding the school and random building on these open spaces. One was a separate drama classroom which was completely detached by the building by about 200 meters with a 10 to 12 feet black spider art project outside it round a blind corner. However, one of the strangest features of the school I found was actually the year before I left. I had a classroom change for maths in my final year before my GCSEs, and it was moved to a classroom I'd never been in before, tucked away in a corner of the school with no exact subject attached to it. In our school we have specific classrooms and corridors attached to certain subjects. We used this class the last 6 months of my time there, but one day me and a friend got sent out of the class for some reason, just your typical stuff. We was left outside the class for a while and got bored, so started fucking around. Perpendicular to the entry to out class was another wall and door. This wall only shot out about 5 feet at most, and the door sat dead in middle. If you was to leave the class it would be directly on your left, about 5 or 6 meters away, if not less. We have never been in this room as we just assumed it was a cleaner's supply room, a server room for the school, or just storage, as it had a lock on the door. However, I pressed on the handle and it opened. We looked inside and it was a full-on room with 2 chairs, a desk on the left, and a few filing cabinets. However, it also had a one-way window into our classroom, which in our class was either a mirror, whiteboard, or blacked out glass. We had never been told this, and it was really effective one-way glass. It just really creeped me out that this would be attached in a public school. I guess it was to observe a teacher without being in the lesson. But again, we was never told. Neither did it ever get used apart by us, and we actually had checked it again a week or so later, and a mug of tea and a pack of biscuits was sitting there. The fact anyone could have watched us without us being none the wiser looking back is definitely unsettling, especially as they started using the room for after-school detentions for certain students. Kid kept harassing me on the bus. In the 7th grade, I won't tell what school or the kid's name. This kid was harassing me and my friends. It started with an outrageous story that he told my girlfriend. "Did you know that I paid your girlfriend $20 to date me?" Luckily, our relationship was good and she talked to me about this. She didn't really believe him, so it wasn't a problem, just something that became a joke between me and my girlfriend. This continued in smaller amounts, with him trying to convince one of us that the other was cheating. This kid was also on my bus and sat in front of me and my friend. He would also try to cause problems there. My friend and I would usually play games on my tablet during the ride, and this kid would turn around and mess with my tablet, which never really did any harm. The last straw was something he said to my friend, which I will not say here because it really disturbed the friend. All I will say is that it involved the fact that the friend and I are so close, leading some people to think that we were dating. After he said this, we decided to report the kid's behavior to the principal. But the email didn't seem to go through and we didn't have time to rewrite it, as we were already at the school. We restarted on the way home. This time we had even more to report. The kid was back to telling outrageous stories. This time it was about me attacking him while getting off the bus. The best part about this story, not even 10 minutes later he was trying to make fun of me because I was calm in conversations and never fought anyone. A while later, for different reasons, he was escorted out of the building by 2 of the building principals and a police officer, and didn't come back until the next semester. It was the best karma I have ever seen, and I felt especially good because I was in the same class as the kid when he was escorted out. The kid never bothered me or any of my friends again, and I came out of the experience able to handle things better. Don't give in when someone angers you, stay strong and avoid fights, learn from the experience. They made me play the dog in a school performance. When I was around 9 years old, my school decided to do something fun for Red Nose Day. They put us all into groups and asked us all to write and perform something. It could be anything as long as it was funny or made people smile. I was put in with a group of popular girls, and I was always kind of the weird underdog. I don't really know why. They came up with a short play inspired by movies like Mean Girls, where they all played popular girls who were, well, mean to each other. They said I had to be the dog. I guess it was supposed to be humiliating or just to give me an insignificant role. When they did the performance, they kind of tanked because nobody was laughing, so I came in clutch and put my all into the dog performance. I barked, rolled, cocked my leg up, everything you could think of. The class seemed to like it. At the end of the performance, the teacher said that the play was mean-spirited, but she liked the dog, and the class all nodded in agreement. So the moral of the story is, don't force someone to play the dog because they might just unexpectedly come out on top and outshine you. So basically it was a normal Tuesday in infotech learning about something boring, until 3 ambulances and a police car pull up and school go into lockdown. Kids started screaming, so we're all pretty scared. Few minutes pass by till we hear the teacher talking to another teacher after 2 periods in infotech were let out. I ask my mate what happened, then go for a pee. Next to the bathroom, see blood everywhere and 5 policemen saying don't come in. Next they found out this lad in front of the bathroom pulled a knife out, went up to his bully and proceeded to stab him 5 times in stomach, twice in thigh, once in neck and once in the arm, then fled out of school to the train station and got caught. Pretty scary.